All right, people, let's do a quick audit. We are in the month of March. How is your goal going? If you set a goal at the beginning of this year, how is that going for you? Would you say you're on track? Would you say you're lagging behind? Have you even started? Now, hear what research says. Research says that 8% of people who set their goals actually achieve that goal, which means that we have 92% who actually set goals and they don't get to achieve those goals. So the question I have for you today is this: are you amongst the 8% of the people who achieve their goals? Or would you say that you fall in the category of 92% who have goals or who set goals but never get to accomplish them? Now, if you're among the 92% who do not get to accomplish their goals from time to time, here are 5 things that you can do differently. Now, the first thing is this: rather than set yearly goals, I want you to focus on quarterly goals. Now, the reason why this is very important is that when we set yearly goals, we always have it at the back of our mind that we have all the time in the world to get it done. So if we miss out on January, we have February to catch up, we have March to catch up. And before you know it, it's November. And you're like, oh my goodness, what have I done this year? So for you to be more intentional and for you to accomplish more goals, it is better for you to set quarterly goals. So that way you can set goals for the quarter and monitor yourself up until the quarter. So now we're in the month of March, so you can set a goal today and ensure that it's small enough that you can conclude that goal by the month of June as the latest. So don't set goals that would last for the entire year. Don't set goals like, oh, by the end of year 2024 or 2025 or 2026, I would have done XYZ. When a goal gets very long, it becomes extremely big. When a goal gets very big, it becomes almost impossible for us to achieve that goal. So one of the ways that would ensure that you're one step closer towards achieving your goals is to actually break down your big goals into smaller chunks. So even though your goals are big and they will take a long time, break it down into the smallest possible chunk where you can finish and conclude that goal within a couple of months, which usually a quarter will be a safe spot. Now, when it comes to achieving goals, there is one thing that many people miss out on, and that is creating the tactics and the strategy for achieving that goal. Now, it's one thing for you to set a goal. It's another thing for you to have a strategy and a tactic for achieving that goal. If you don't have a strategy, if you don't have a tactic, guess what? You're going to be exactly in the same spot you were when you set that goal, because goals do not accomplish themselves by themselves. They need action. They need you to do things, and they need you to have a plan and act on that plan. So you need to have a plan. What is your plan towards your goal? So let's say for this year, you have a goal to make more money. And let's say the figure that you gave that money was probably like, $1.2 million, right? Rather than look for how to accomplish $1.2 million in a year, break that down into smaller chunks. That means that every month I should be able to have $100,000 as income or as revenue to enable and ensure that I'm tracking towards the $1.2 million at the end of the year. So rather than, just come up with a plan for the 1.2, come up with a plan for how you can make $400,000 for a quarter. And then you're going to break that down into monthly goals and weekly goals and then daily goals. That's the easiest way for you to accomplish your goals. When your goals become small and become extremely simple, it is easier for our brain to understand and comprehend it, which then makes it easier for us to accomplish the goal. But when it looks really big, your brain can't even imagine where you're going to get $1.2 million from. So guess what? Your brain is just going to crash and say, you know what? I don't know how this is going to work, so let's just leave the day as it is. And as humans, we don't like change. We like our comfort zone. So even though we desire, the best of ourselves, we want the best of this world, many times we still enjoy where we currently are, and we don't want to do the work that'll get us to that next level. So for you to make it easier on yourself, break down that goal into smaller chunks. And I said, set quarterly goals rather than set yearly goals. So now if you're setting quarterly goals, and let's assume that you have the goal of $1.2 million for the year 2024, you then have to break that down into $400,000 and then figure out, or $300,000, and then figure out how you're going to get that done. Okay? So now, like I said, it's one thing for you to say, you know what, how do I make $300,000? It's another thing for you to be able to come up with the strategy that will enable you make that money. So for example, what are you selling? Or do you have a job? You know, is there a job you can pick up? Are there side hustles you can pick up? Is there a business that you're looking to start? What are the day-to-day things that will bring in that income for you? Those are the strategies and those are the tactics. And without strategy and tactic, your goal is going nowhere. So make sure that you do not only set goals, you set the strategies and the tactics through which you're going to accomplish those goals. Now, moving on, another thing you need to do differently that will enable you and ensure that you achieve your goals is for you to further break down those quarterly goals into monthly, weekly, and daily goals, just like I stated. Because when your goal becomes really simple, it gets much easier for you to accomplish it. So now that we've broken our goals into quarterly goals, and right now we're looking for how to make $300,000 this quarter, it looks a lot easier, right? Compared to $1.2 million, correct? Right? So at this point, you're not trying to figure out like, how do I make $300,000? And now that you have a strategy and the tactics through which you want to achieve that, the next thing you want to do is further break those tactics into weekly and daily goals. And one of the things I learned as an agile coach is working in sprints. Working in sprint has become so effective that almost every organization is trying to become agile organizations because there's so many benefits, which helps us stay focused, which helps us keep our progress, stay on track, and deliver the right product and services at the end of the day. So now when you bring that same concept into your personal life, guess what? You will stay focused and you will be able to achieve your goals. And one of the things we do in organizations is we break down our goals into weekly goals and we run in sprints. And so we try to look at a subset of our goal. So in this situation, we're trying to make $300,000 for the quarter. Now we've identified the things that we need to do that will enable us to make that money. We then break down those tasks into weekly tasks. And then we take each week and focus on that week. So that means that for a particular month, we're looking at making $100,000, right? And so if you break that down into a week, you're looking at making $25,000. Now look at how simple a $1.2 million goal has become. Now, your goal is still 1.2 million, but look at how you broke it down. So you went from $1.2 million to $300,000 to $100,000. And right now you are focused on $25,000. How do I make $25,000 this week? What are the things that I need to do that will enable me bring in that revenue or bring in that income? It gets a lot easier. And once it's easy, our brain can comprehend it and our brain can begin to look for ways through which we would accomplish that goal. So if you've not been achieving your goals, I want you to rethink the way you look at your goals and rethink the way you actually implement your goals and see whether you're able to make great progress using these tactics that I've shared in today's video. Now, when it comes to your goals, it is very important that you track your progress. If you're not tracking your progress, how are you going to know whether you're on track, whether you're behind, or whether you're ahead? That is where the place of metrics come in. So it's very important that you're tracking on a daily and weekly basis. So if you've set a goal for the week to make $25,000 on a daily basis, you need to be bringing in a certain number of income. Are you meeting that track? Now, if you miss your deadline today, it means that by tomorrow, I've got to double down, because if I keep missing on my deadlines, that means that at the end of the week, I'm most likely going to miss out on my goal. So it's very important that we're tracking on a day-to-day basis. Now, it's okay if maybe on a particular day, we don't meet our goals. The most important thing is, did you do everything that you needed to do on that day to ensure that you meet your goal? If you did everything that you're supposed to do, then that's fine. You're going to try again tomorrow. But when you don't even track, there is no way for you to even know whether you're doing all the things necessary for you to achieve your goals. And that's why tracking is very crucial if you want to meet your goals, because without metrics, without you tracking, you would never know if and when you will get to your goal. And if you don't take care, before you know it, the year will be over and it'll be a new year and you're still in the same spot you were when the year started. So we're trying to do things differently this year. This year, we're trying to be more intentional. This year, we're trying to be on top of our game. This year, we're trying to achieve our goals. And in order for us to achieve our goals, we've got to do things differently if the things that we've always done is not working quite well for us. Now, another important thing that you have to think about when it comes to your goals is to ensure that you're reviewing your goal. As you work on your plan on a week-to-week basis, make sure that you're setting a time either at the end of the week to review your goals. Okay, what did I do this week? What mistakes did I make this week? What can I do differently? Did I accomplish my goal? If yes, great job. If no, why did I achieve my goal? What could I have done differently? What should I do differently as I go into this new week so that I can achieve my goal? You've got to set that time to review and retrospect on your work, the way you're working, the tactics that you have, the strategies that you have. Sometimes you may have a strategy that might not be working quite well, but if you don't take the time to review that strategy, how do you know that you're doing the wrong thing? So you have to set that time to review your goals and then retrospect on the things that you did and what you probably could do differently to enable you to either meet your goal or continuously meet your goal if you're already on the right track. Also, when it comes to goals, it's very important that we also set the time to refine for the upcoming week. Now, no 2 week is going to be the same. So even though we have the same goal, the way those goals will play out will differ from week to week. So it's also very important that you find the time within a week to plan and prepare for the upcoming week, right? Based on what you've experienced this week, you should always find the time to think through, the kind of strategies, if possible, maybe there are new strategies that you want to employ this week, or what you are learning, or what you could possibly learn from other people to ensure that you can do things differently where needed. So refining your current plan to ensure that, is there something I should be doing differently? Is there something I should add to this plan and this tactic? Is there something I should take out? Is also very important. So the previous point I made is reviewing. So you've done work for the week. What was the outcome of the work that I did? Did I meet my goals? Yes or no? Now you have to reflect. What did I do that enabled me to meet my goals? What could I do differently to ensure or enable me meet my goals the next week? Now, I am talking about refining. Refining is the process where you're taking a look at your plan, you're refining the plan, you're adding more details, you're looking for ways that you could have the best possible tactic and plan to ensure your success in the coming week. This is a different point of view from reviewing and retrospecting on how the events went. You also have to find that time to refine and re-strategize and have the best foot forward for the upcoming week. Now, these tactics, they work in the corporate world and they will work in your personal life, because so many organizations have experienced great success achieving their goals year to year, month to month, and it is possible with you even as an individual. So please, I want you to take a good look at your life. Look at the goals, the things that are important to you. Figure out what you're doing wrong. Figure out what you could do to improve yourself. And if all of the points I've shared in today's video make sense to you, then I want you to start today and get those plans going. And you are going to repeat this on a week-by-week basis until you get to the quarter, where you can then retrospect on the entire quarter and see where you are and what you can do differently for the next quarter. I hope today's video has been beneficial to you. My name is Yinka, and my goal is to ensure that you achieve your goals and you live a successful life. Thank you so much for watching today's video, and I cannot wait to catch you on my next episode. Bye.